Hey there guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another best class setups in Modern Warfare video. Today we are taking a look at the newly buffed AK47. In the most recent patch we did see an increase to the aim down sight speed on the AK47, which is very powerful. Like, it's one of the most powerful weapons in the game already, and then when they do adjust it to give it a little bit more love, it is very powerful in this game right now. It was of course one of the weapons that was hit quite badly by the no stock nerf, making the recoil control pretty much unusable on certain weapons. Like, you can definitely get away with using the no stock on certain weapons, but I think with the AK47 the recoil is too high naturally to include the no stock and then make it worse, and so on. Plus, with the class setup that we do have here today, we can be very accurate and fight pretty consistently at most ranges, including close and sort of long-ish ranges, as you'll see in the gameplay at the end. Just before we do get into talking about this best AK47 class setup here, let's try and get this one to 25 likes. The support from you guys has continued to be absolutely fantastic recently. Like, we've really shot up the charts in terms of subscribers in the last couple of days. I think we're only a couple away from 2,100, which is very exciting. And I do appreciate all the comments, likes, and everything else going on from you guys. It's a difficult time out there at the moment, so you guys being able to support me and the other way around is very important. So let's talk about this AK47 class setup here. We will quickly bounce over our secondary perks and grenade choices here because they're fairly important for most of my classes, although they are a little bit similar sometimes. In the secondary slot, we are running the Akimbo M19s. It's a bit of a toss-up for me at the moment where the Akimbo M19s or the Akimbo X16s are the best secondary, but we're going with the M19 here. With this, we do have it set up with the monolithic suppressor, the XRKL super barrel, the 5mm laser, the lightweight trigger, and of course the Akimbo perk. This is a very powerful close range option. If someone does get too close to you, you pull these pistols out and basically just blast them away. It's very strong in the game at the moment. As for our perks here, we are choosing to run that EOD Ghost and Tracker combo that we do know so well. EOD for that explosive resistance. Quick Fix is another good option here to get that health regeneration started as soon as you do get a kill. In the second slot, we do have Ghost here, making us undetectable on those UAVs, which are super prevalent, especially when new maps do come out. You will see a lot of people running UAVs, so try and get a better idea of where people are going to be sitting. And Tracker as well does help us see those enemy footprints, allow us to follow people around, gain more map knowledge, and sort of gain more information, allowing us to kill people a lot more efficiently. In the lethal slot, we do usually roll with the C4, basically just chucking it over walls and around corners is super powerful, as well as being like a little bit of a smoke screen sometimes. If you do need to cross an area, you chuck the C4 out and then you can sort of sprint past it and not worrying about being seen too much. And the stim shot as well is a fantastic option. Just getting that extra chance per life is super powerful. So as for our attachments on the AK47, we are going for accuracy, damage at range, and being able to be sort of mobile. Not as mobile as we definitely would have been able to be previously, pre sort of no stock nerf, but I think this is a very capable class setup in the game at the moment. We are starting with the muzzle slot with the monolithic suppressor for that sound suppression and damage range. This does give us about a 10% increase to our damage range, which we are making full use of in this particular class. Being able to pick people off at longer ranges is very powerful. And again, you'll see it in the gameplay. We do manage to get some picks on fairly far people away, like at the end of the streets on Cheshire Park sometimes with snipers. So very powerful option here. Included in our range attachment options is the 23-inch Romanian barrel. Here we do get the damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control with this, basically making this a very powerful option at those longer distances. If you are looking for something that's a little bit different, the RPK barrel is also a good option. It does make us a little bit worse at range, but allows us to be a little bit more mobile. I think the Romanian barrel is probably the better option there, just for the increased recoil control. Next, we are taking the skeleton stock. This is one of the attachments that did change recently with the no stock. Again, as I said, I think the no stock does make the AK47 a little bit too inaccurate for my liking, so the skeleton stock is a fantastic replacement. Of course, you can use the FSS close quarter stock as well for that aim down sight speed, but the skeleton stock does a fantastic job allowing us to move around while we're aiming quickly and get those sights up nice and fast as well. In the rear grip slot, we're always taking the stipple grip tape pretty much every single time on most weapons in the game at the moment. That aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed are very powerful in this game right now. Just getting those sights up super quickly, very powerful. And lastly, rounding out this class with the 5.45 by 39mm 30 round magazine. Fire rate and recoil control here at the cost of a little bit of damage and range. Basically, with our other attachments, we can make up for that damage range. We do lose a little bit of damage, but that's sort of part and parcel with how we do have to play at the moment. The fire rate does make up for it though, making the time to kill very quick on this weapon. That's sort of close to medium range. Increasing our fire rate and our recoil control makes it very easy to hit those shots, as well as continue putting pressure on enemies who are sort of trying to peek, and then we keep firing and trying to peek again. It's a good combination of attachments here, and this is a very powerful one in my opinion. So as I said, as for our class setup, we're going for accuracy, we're going for sort of increased fire rate, getting those bullets down range and doing an awful lot of damage, and you will see that in the gameplay. I mean, it's a very strange game that we've managed to record here. I think I went 34 and 30 30, which is absolutely bizarre. But this was a very, very strange sort of game on Cheshire Park, which does happen occasionally on hardpoint and stuff like that. So for those of you who are going to drop out of the video at this stage so you can use this class setup, go shred people. I do appreciate you stopping by. But for the rest of you who are still here, I do appreciate it again. And we're going to take a look at some gameplay that I've managed to capture. A very, very strange game, as I said. Alrighty, my dude, straight into a game on Cheshire Park here. This is the new map that has been added very, very recently. It's a little bit interesting. Like, it's definitely one of the more interesting maps in this game at the moment. There's a lot going on here. Like, there is a lot of information to process. Like, there's big, long sight lines, and then there's buildings everywhere. There's lots of doors involved. And we're running this AK47 class, which I mentioned is pretty good. There's definitely a guy coming around the back here. This is a pretty good class, I'm not going to lie. This is one of the better sort of AK47 classes in the game at the moment. Like, we're doing quite well. Ooh, okay. Alright. Somehow he managed to just sneak up on us. Like, what happened there was the... Alright, awesome spawns, that. Awesome, awesome spawns. Anyway, we are mourning the loss of the no stock on this particular class setup. Like, the AK did use the no stock a fair bit. It was one of the... What is these spawns? What are these spawns? This is disgusting. Every single time I try and run around a corner, there's a guy there. But you can see that we do a lot of work with this particular class. The fire rate and basically the accuracy that we do get with this man! I get one kill, I run out to get another kill, and I just die. That's a nice little spot there. You jump up on that box there, get a nice little peek over the top. A lot of people don't expect this to be there, as it's sort of hard to pick from fairly far away. But man, this is such a strange game. We're going to wait for these dudes to come through here. And by wait, I mean we're going to peek out and risk our lives. Basically, immediately after I said I was only going to hold that position. So we got to be fairly careful here. We got to wait for people to come to us. We're not playing super well at the moment, but I don't think you guys kind of get like a real experience of Call of Duty, like how the class does in just sort of a very average sort of situation. Like, I can't imagine people being too impressed if I hit some sweet reverse boosting and basically just played against bots. Like, it just doesn't make for amazing content if you play against basically no one. Like, literally just people who don't even have, like, keyboards. Alright, this is going to be a little bit of a problem here. Okay, we did get one of them, which is a little bit annoying. I wanted to get more of them. I think I'd run that way. Okay. Alright, that was interesting. We're doing a little bit better now, but yeah, about the whole realistic experience in the gameplay. I don't want you guys to just be, like, bored out of your brains watching me get, like, 70 kills against literally people who don't have, like, their controllers turned on, so... I don't know, I feel like that kind of idea makes the videos better. But it's sort of a combination between offering good gameplay and offering, like, me getting killed for literally, like, 10 minutes at a time. So it's sort of a fine balance to find. I should not have peeked that there. But yeah, I think it's probably better that you guys see a more realistic interpretation of what people can do with the classes in sort of a very average scenario, rather than just like, oh, I just lost 17 games in a row so I could play against people who don't have, like, a controller input. So they die all the time, like, forever. You know, it's just a little bit different. But man, this class setup is excellent. This class is really, really clean. Like, you can do some definite work with this. Like, those fights at long range are still a little bit sketchy, as the bullets don't do too much damage at those longer ranges. But, I mean, you can just see here, we get those sights up, we get those shots down range, and we do some serious work here. This is a very, very good class, in my opinion. I'm not 100% sure if it is, like, the best gun in the game at the moment, but it's definitely up there. Like, it's pretty good. Are we going to get pushed here? No? No? I think everything's fine. There is somebody coming right now. We want to shut that door. Keep that door closed. Everything's fine. Alright, we're going to go. Alright. That was a bad decision, but, I mean, you would assume, or I would have assumed, that somebody would have been able to, like, lock down that area while we were trying to escape, but apparently not. Like that. Yeah, we got to get on it. Which is a little bit lame. I don't like sitting on the point like this. Like this particular map, this is just a bowl to sit in and you just get absolutely murdered by pretty much everyone. Like I'm pretty sure that dude should have died to the old cluster strike going on there, but he didn't, so... But no, you will see a lot of snipers, and I'm sure you're aware that people are sniping at the moment. There's a lot of snipers going around to unlock the new sniper. So it's a little bit frustrating on this particular map, like, especially with all the long sight lines and stuff like that. But, I mean, it's part of the game. It's how it is at the moment, and that's sort of something you do have to deal with. Like, if you get the jump on people, like, if you can get a nice little pick like that there, okay, that's fine. Nice little pick like that there. The game's pretty easy. Like, a lot of the time, if people are sniping, the game's pretty easy if you're just running around with an SMG or a faster assault rifle. It's just this, like, this map specifically where it can be a problem because this is so sniper friendly. If we come around... Okay, didn't even have a chance to get around the back there. We just died immediately. That is not going to switch when we lose here. That's a bit unfortunate. We did get a decent amount of kills. Again, we died a fair bit in this game, but hopefully I've managed to cut most of them out so you didn't have to suffer through me just complaining, and then we'll have our final thoughts on this particular AK class in just a second. Alrighty, so our AK47 class here is basically designed around being accurate and getting those bullets down range with that higher fire rate, that accuracy, and doing a very, very good job pretty much all round. We are a little bit slower than we used to be, which is a little bit unfortunate as we have lost the no stock option, as I think the recoil control with this does get too severe. Like, it's too much trouble to sort this out if you want to include the Romanian barrel, which is probably the best option at the moment. So you'd have to sort of swap out like the RPK barrel, maybe take off like the monolithic suppressor, add in like a foregrip, and then you could add the no stock, but then that'd change up the gun a little bit too much. I'm sort of comfortable with where this is at, and this is a very, very powerful weapon in the game at the moment. In the right hands, on the right maps, sort of in the right situations, as we didn't really see too much of that in the gameplay. We did a couple of good streaks, but like that gameplay was very, very strange, very frustrating. People just spawning and you just die immediately as you step out of like a corridor. Just somebody sniping over a wall. A lot of classes have been changed, and this is one that is very, very powerful at the moment and does have a very, very fast time to kill. If you haven't already done so, make sure you do hit that like button. We are looking for 25 likes on this bad boy here. And make sure you hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the future class setups regarding any of the balance changes. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!